getting a lot of questions about this topic, so I decided just to bring you along. I use Davinci Resolve by Blackmagic Design for my editing software. There will be a link below for you. The first thing that we are going to do is open the program. Then, we are going to open a new project. We're going to select the untitled project, and then the open button at the bottom right corner. For some reason, it did not record the drop-down menus, so I will just tell you what I selected. The first thing that I do is save the project. To do that, select File, then select Save Project As. Now you give your video a title and select Save. Next, I import the data. To import the data, you select File, then you select Import File, and then Import Data. After, you find the video or media file that you would like to upload and press Open. You will find that your media clips are now available in the upper left portion of your screen. Now press the Windows button and the S button at the same time to save. From here, you need to drag and drop your media clips to the timeline, just as I have done here. Each time that you make a significant change, you should always save your project. I cannot stress this to you enough. My personal experiences tell me that you will indeed regret not saving your project enough. I generally watch the intro, just to help get myself in the mindset of what I'm doing. Now I will grab and drop the first clip that I want. By the way, this is the editing of the soap cutting video from last Friday. A link to that will also be below. I usually work with one section at a time. I do not want the audio from these files, so to separate the audio from the video, you right-click on either, and then you select Link Clips. This makes it so that you can keep the video and delete the audio, or vice versa. Here I am adding a video transition. I generally only use the cross dissolve. Don't forget to be saving every time you finish a step, like right here for example. Here, I am making the volume of the introduction steadily decrease to mute. Now we move on to editing the first clip. I didn't want this footage as part of my video, so I selected the trimming tool. Then I stopped the playback right where I wanted my footage to begin. I then lined my cursor up and right-clicked. I immediately select the cursor tool so that I do not accidentally trim any other footage. Next, I select the section of footage that I do not want, and I right-click on it, and then select Cut. I then drag the footage that I do want to the left, slightly overlapping and allowing for the transition to be added. I watch the footage until I find things that need adjusting. Just a side note, in order to change the speed of the clip, you simply need to click on the footage that you would like to adjust. Then select Change Clip Speed. From there, you can adjust multiple ways. I prefer to use only the speed percentage. Once you have made your adjustments, select Change and save your project. I decided to trim off some of the end here. Of course, we do that by selecting the trim tool, then lining up our cursor on the footage with where we want the footage to stop, and then left clicking. Make sure you go back and select the cursor tool. Now, right click on the footage you do not want and delete it, and then press save. Now, we are going to grab and drop the next bit of footage and do the process all over again. Unlink the media types, trim off the unwanted footage from the beginning of the video, overlap the video footage as you connect the first clip to the second, add the transition, and adjust the duration. And then watch the footage until there is a spot that needs adjusting. Then, we trim the end of the clip. You may not always need to add a transition every time that you trim footage from your project. This is completely up to you. We have one more clip to add, so we will drag and drop, separate the media types, once more deleting the audio. We then of course move the footage over and add the transition. Now we will watch this clip through, watching until we find something that needs adjusting. Always remember to save your project along the way. We are going to trim the end of this last clip. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, well, that's great and all, but the video is silent. I've got you covered. Now you're going to go to the YouTube Studio page, then select Other Features, and then select Audio Library. Here, you will find songs that you can use for free on your videos that do not violate the copyright guidelines with YouTube. You can select the duration that you would like, then listen to the files that seem interesting. Once you find the perfect song, simply select the download arrow. Here, we are adding music to my new introduction. To add the music to your project, import the audio file, then drag and drop below your video footage on your timeline. Next, you're going to trim the audio just as you did the video, if you don't wish to have it as a whole song. I used the ripple delete to move the audio up to the beginning of the timeline. I am making the audio fade in. I stopped the audio where I wanted it to end, but it was longer than my video, so I made some adjustments. Then I deleted the remaining unwanted audio. After that, I made the audio fade out. Then I watched the video all the way through from the beginning. You are now ready to export your video. I will link below to an in-depth video about that as well. I hope this helped answer some of your questions, and I'll see you next Friday at 6 p.m. Have an amazing week.